Hi, that's Alex from Adult Services. We're going to have a part 2 of our bird watching program. If you remember, May the Birds Be With You, this is part 2, an expanded guide to bird watching in your own backyard. We're going to try to identify birds by their shapes, and especially by their calls. Not all the time do you get to see the birds, but you'll be able to listen to the birds. And then we're going to use a website resource to help identify what bird did we hear, or what bird did we see. So come and join me for our bird watching program today. So I went to allaboutbirds.org, and then we look at the silhouette of the woodpeckers under shapes, browse by shapes. Tap on that, and then it'll bring up all the different types of woodpeckers. As I look through the shape of the bird and the coloring, I believe I saw a northern flicker. And this is what he sounds like. And then I can tap on northern flicker for more information. There's a picture of that wood duck floating on the water. You can look at the shape of the beak. And he sort of has those markings on the back of his head, the stripe. So look at the colors, the markings. So at the All About Birds website, I like this feature starting with Browse by Shape. So we tap that, and then it'll say, are we looking for chickadees, doves, ducks? So we're out in the back here and we see some ducks. So let's tap on where there's ducks. And we have different types here. And the one I believed was a wood duck. So we're going to look at, oh, it's in alphabetical order. Wood duck. So you can tap the play there. That's what it sounds like. And you can see that's what it looks like. And that was exactly what we found. So if you hear the sound or you see that shape, you know it's a wood duck. The other duck that we saw was a mallard duck. Mallard. That's what it looks like. You hear the quack in the background? Here's what it sounds like. A male wood duck. So I'm still trying to track down a bird just by their sound. So I'm going to record it. So there was a bird today that I heard, but I couldn't see what it was. So I had to browse through each of the different categories, so everywhere from finches to flycatchers. Those are ones that I know that are songbirds, so I went through the list. I eventually came across the flycatcher category. And then I scrolled down and started listening to all the different sounds to see, well, what does it sound like? And eventually I came across something called the eastern wood pewee. So I heard the sound and I tapped on the play. So I heard the sound. It sounded just like what I was looking for. So I knew that that sound matched. It was a perfect match. So if I was able to find the bird, this is what it would look like. And that's called the eastern wood pewee. I'm actually hearing it right now. And then I would just tap on the eastern wood pewee and learn a little bit more about it. So give it a second to load. So I verified some pictures, some descriptions about what it'll look like, its range. It looks like actually breeding is in our Illinois area. You can see by the color there. So it is in our region. How to find this bird, some backyard tips. So I was able to identify a bird I never found before, but I was able to listen to it. And then by tapping on the different types of birds, I eventually was able to identify it. So now I just need to now look for that shape. Now that I know that this is the bird, I look for the general shape, and then I can look and compare the picture, because this website actually has a picture of what it looks like. So compare that picture to what I see, and then I'll find my bird match. But I was having a hard time finding this bird because he's in an area that's not easy to find. See that little bird right there? That looks like a possible wren. Another bird I'm looking for is the wren. So I tap on wrens under shapes. And then we look at all the different types of wrens. House wren. I believe that that's the one we were looking at. Just compare the sound. That looks like the shape. Yep, that's the call. Looks like we got a robin. Yeah, it's just after a rainstorm, and I've been hearing a lot of birds out in the yard today. We've heard a robin. We've heard some sparrows. We learned a new bird today, an eastern pewee. Some wood ducks, a mallard duck. A wren. So you never know what you're going to hear out there. And you can use the online bird guide to help identify what you heard, and then it'll point you in the direction of what you're looking for. We even saw a northern flicker earlier today. It was on one of our birdhouses. And we hear some crows in the background too. So a lot of bird sounds today.